Hey there, I am Janine Miller Delaney with Heart's Way, and I am first and have been for quite some time a clinical counselor, and I am also a clairaudient, which means I hear messages from beyond the veil, from the other side. I'm clairvoyant, so I see and get visions. I'm trying to remember all of them. I'm clairsentient in that I sense energies, and claircognizant in that I get knowings. And I would give a caveat with all of this that I believe we all have all of these gifts. I've just been fine tuning it. And I'd like to welcome and introduce you also to my colleague in fun here in this field.
Hmm. Thanks, Janine. My name is Holly Engel, and I too am a clinical counselor in this, I guess the 3D world is what I do. I have been working on developing my clairs as well. Uh, the clairs that Janine mentioned, clairaudient, clairsentient, clairvoyant, and using that to get to know myself a little bit better and explore what is not always, I guess, what the unseen world is presenting to us. And it's really exciting. We want to share our experiences.
And I can't believe it. I completely forgot to say the main reason we're here is because we both are now trans channels.
Yeah,
Did I say that?
yeah.
Neither of us said it. And we got to know each other through a trans channeling class. And that, we've been tapping in for so long in these clairs, it just felt like the next right place to go to learn how to allow uh, love, benevolent beings from beyond the veil to be able to speak through us, which is what that means. And we've been having so much fun. It's beyond words that we wanted to share this with all of you, for those of you who also want to like play and explore in this whole new arena. So we're going to answer three questions here. This is our point. This is our big old intro video. Why we're doing this, how we came to be doing this, and what our process is. So I'm going to let Holly start with the whys.
So wise. Okay. Um, you know, everybody here on this planet is ascending, and there's lots of symptoms that go along with that. There's lots of different experiences that go along with that. And I was confused when I first started out this journey, or maybe even recognizing I was on a journey. A lot of things didn't make sense. I found myself not wanting to really follow the maybe systems values or the program. And that built a lot of anxiety in me. And I felt overwhelmed a lot of the time. When you can find a community of people who are going through similar experiences and we can share that together, it makes it so much more manageable. And as we learn to go through this, um, that's kind of where I started developing these abilities.
Mm-hmm.
And so I guess I just want to share that with others and kind of normalize it and give a space for people to share.
Yeah, when I first started receiving messages and tried to share those with those closest with me, there is a wall of denial, and that is the whole ego operating system. So many people would be just like, it would just land flat, like they just didn't even know what to do with it. And it really helps when you're having these experiences to have somebody else to say, I actually get it and I believe you. And it makes more sense than you think, even though it seems like it doesn't make any sense. Yeah.
Yes. 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 Trust. Trusting your intuition.
As we have been beginning to practice trance channeling, we've been kind of astounded by how many benevolent beings of love have been just right here waiting to communicate with the people that are ready to communicate. And it feels like they're all just like introducing themselves to us. Doesn't it feel like that,
It,
Holly?
it does. It feels like it's just like they're all in line waiting to make their introduction.
Yeah, and we will
Hey.
be sitting to practice channeling, and then we'll be like, I have no idea if anything's here. I have no idea if anybody's coming through. And then all of a sudden, something really powerful just pops up.
That's kind of why we want to share this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So the first one we're gonna share, we're both very new to the whole video editing and all of that. So the first one we're gonna share, we'll just do through an audio recording of our channeling. But I think just to give you just a little bit, Archangel Michael first came through with me, and he just basically laid the whole groundwork for why we want to do this YouTube channel, right? Like he spoon fed it to us.
Yeah.
And we both have been
Yeah.
kind of pondering it, but we didn't know how we were going to do it. And then that was beautifully followed by Mother Mary, who came through for Holly. And
Yeah.
we both have our own ways of receiving, like we have all of these clairs, but they're different nuances to how they come through for us. But it was kind of like Mother Mary was a beautiful like bookend
Yeah, she
to what the yeah, like she's like, okay, but I've been in human form, so I can give you a little bit more.
kind of made some tangible things that we can
Yeah,
use
yeah,
more
yeah.
easily, use more easily. Mm.
So anyway, though, before we get to we're still on the why.
Yeah.
The whole gist is that like we are being opened up to this whole experience of life and love that is just totally beyond the veil that we haven't been able to see. And there's just we're getting introduced. We want you guys to get introduced too. We want everybody to be able to meet and greet and everything. That was actually a line. Was that Archangel Michael that used?
Yeah.
You're having
Yes.
meet and greets.
Huh?
Yeah. Are there any others to the why that we had thought about?
Yeah.
I have one big one. Just
Mhm.
to help you and ourselves bust through the denial of it. Like the more we share, the more we talk about it, the more we can begin to accept the reality that there is so much more that we haven't been able to see.
Mhm.
And it's really, really there and it's real. It's not just some hairy fairy thing in the sky somewhere. It's like really tangible. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody has this ability.
hmm and yes, all the benevolent beings are like right there ready for all of us. Okay, so that was the why we're
Yeah.
sharing all this,
Hmm.
right? Now is the how we got to this place. We thought you might like to hear a little bit of our backgrounds. So, Holly, you want to share a little bit about just your professional background, and we'll do that. We'll go back and forth with our professional first,
Okay.
then more like the spiritual part.
Okay. I've been in clinical counseling for the past 10 plus years. Um, I work at a community mental health, and we just work with crisis services and individual therapy, family therapy, that kind of thing. Um, and then these like wild experiences started happening to me. So I started reaching out on other classroom education. Um, so really it started with clinical counseling.
hmm And me too. I have a few years on Holly. I've been doing this, I don't know, probably way over 30 years now. I think my sister had actually asked, she noticed it seems like there's a lot of counselors having more of these experiences. And I think maybe we do have a little, well, a little edge maybe in that we've been doing our own emotional work for so many years. Like every training you go to, you work on yourself. You do more of your own emotional clearing. So it might be that that has helped us to some degree because we so intentionally maybe we chose this field because we just wanted to clear all the emotional stuff to be able to
Yeah,
break
yeah,
through. Um,
yeah, absolutely. It makes sense.
Yeah. So, and I've worked in, oh gosh, I started, my first job actually was children's services. And then I went in to do hospice work for quite some time, which was interesting because in the beginning I was totally afraid of even stepping foot in a funeral home. Um, so I, yeah, complete 180 with all of that. And and then I ended up opening a private practice, and I think Holly and I are both now taking this journey, and I think many of you as listeners maybe also, we're moving kind of away from the mainstream. I sold my business. She's doing less and less of the traditional therapy and moving more into this arena. So yeah, here a year and a half ago, I sold my practice and wrote a book a while back that shared a lot of the messages I started receiving. So I guess that's the professional part of how we got here.
Mhm.
Holly's had some really cool, powerful, poignant experiences with visitors from I'm just going to say from beyond the veil. How's that?
Visitors Beyond the Veil. Yeah. I mean, I guess it started, oh, maybe it was 3 years ago, something like that. I'm a runner. I like to get out and get on the trails or get on the road. And I noticed one summer morning, it was early summer morning, I was running and I noticed this bright light in the sky over the lake that I hadn't noticed before. And it followed me that day. And then the next day I got up in the morning and ran again and I noticed it again. And it was just odd. I started running and I felt like it was following me and I thought I was crazy. So I turned down this other road and pretty soon the light was like above me in the sky and I felt uh I didn't see a beam of light, but I felt it in my body hit my chest. And my hair on my arms and the hair and everything was standing up on edge and I knew something amazing was happening and it hit my chest and it squeezed my stomach really tight and there was no fear. Typically I probably would have been freaked out and not know what is this light in the sky hitting me. And it lasted a few moments and then it let go and I saw the light going across the sky and I was like, wait. So I started trying to run and like find where it
Chase
went,
it? Yeah.
chase it down. Oddly enough, though, that was the morning that I took my first, my Reiki level one.
Hmm.
Um, and so I took Reiki level one, level two, and level three. And throughout those periods of time, I had revisitors of lights in the sky that would come and just kind of shine and kind of buzz. Like all my hair would stand up, and it felt like we were connecting. Um,
Wow.
So that got me taking more classes, several more classes with Jamie Butler. And I got into some astrology classes. Uh, I took a few Marie Manucherry classes, just trying to hone in on mediumship, recognizing energy, communicating with loved ones who are across the veil. So there's been years of wanting to experience this really cool stuff.
Hmm.
Oh yeah.
So that light, what did you say that happened more than once though, right?
Yeah,
Because
it
you
did.
had described to me how you'd had some really ha- significant health issues.
It did.
And another light, was that the same series or was
That
that
was the first, so I did have some significant, I was an ultra runner and which became, so I had to fuel a lot, but my stomach stopped digesting food in a normal pattern. Um, Gosh, do you think I could think of the name? It doesn't matter what the name of it was. Anyway, I'd been to professionals like specialists and no one could really figure it out. Yeah, in that morning that light had hit me in the chest and squeezed my stomach. And then um a few days later, the light came back again and I heard the messages that it had healed my stomach. It opened my solar plexus. And then within 4 or 5 months, I was healed. of
It was
my
all,
gastroparesis. That was the
that
name.
was the word. Wow.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
here the doctors had told you what?
Well, they weren't, they did tests of digestion tests, and then they wanted to put me on a medication, but my insurance, it was in between insurance agreeing to pay for a medication that I couldn't
Right.
afford. So I didn't end up being successful to get on a medication. I was supposed to do a surgery to have like an implant, an electrical implant thing
Oh
put
my
in.
gosh. So you did no medical treatment then?
No medical treatment. No.
So whatever was coming to you just healed you then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it did a lot more. I think it opened things up for me. Um,
Did you start to see more, hear more, sense more?
um, Definitely see more.
Mm, yeah.
And that's when I had started the Reiki classes and then experiencing the energy of Reiki and having visions through doing different Reiki sessions. So yeah, I guess that probably would be it, like lit me up. So I got turned
It
on.
just lit everything up. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's so
Mhm.
cool. And Holly, uh, when I channel often, she sees
Yeah, we
what
work really good
I'm
together.
hearing, which is pretty cool.
Hmm.
So we actually got to. Uh, can I share about what we did with Tucker?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
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 So Holly's nephew passed away how many years ago?
2019. So
In
March.
2019. Okay,
Yeah.
so in our practicing, I said, well, hey, do you think we could see if I could try to bring through Tucker?
Mhm.
And so Tucker came through. It was really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
And even though he was weirded out, I could feel it. He was weirded out by being in an old lady's body. But what was super cool too then was that when Holly sat to channel, then
Mhm.
she's like, oh my gosh, it's Tucker again. And no, no, you didn't know it was Tucker at
I didn't
first.
know it was Tucker right away. Right.
But you're seeing, you're like, she's sitting there and she's like, there's some young teenager guy over on like a cliff, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he
Like a
kept
rock
saying, "Oh my gosh, he's showing off. Like he's
wall.
just showing off." And then we finally figured out this was Tucker
Yeah.
showing us what he's doing on the other side.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was kind of like he's in this cool video game
Creating.
creating, yeah.
Yeah.
And Holly got to like describe the image she saw to Chat GPT. So then
Yeah.
we had a whole visual of Tucker playing on the other side, which was so, so
It's
cool.
magical. Yeah.
Yeah.
We work really great, like kind of in tandem
Yeah,
together.
it's that's worked out fabulously.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, for me, it was I don't even know, like maybe 15 years ago, I realized that like watching the news was making me physically sick. And I've been a student of A Course in Miracles for years. Uh, so I realized I really needed to just turn it off because I recognized like I was creating my own experience. I was making myself sick by watching the news. So I
Mm.
turned it off. I started journaling to source. I called Abba, and then I'd sit and I'd meditate, and all of a sudden, to my surprise, I just started hearing a response. It was just the most loving, sometimes very firm, but generally just educational, loving response about, it felt like my own personal counselor. So that's where I ended up putting together my book, Your Indelible Worth, and you can see a lot of all that on theheartsway.org. Um, but I should go back even before that. I'd had a really, really powerful vision. My husband and I had been to like a Stations of the Cross kind of pre-Easter or Lenten experience. And my husband and I were walking home, and he'd asked a question about Jesus, about his death, that I didn't have an answer to. And I'm like, I don't know. So we just kept walking. We started talking about dinner or whatever. I don't know if I told you this story, Holly.
Yeah.
So we came home. It was like a Sunday afternoon. We took a nap, And all of a sudden, from the nap, I was awakened into a vision. And I'm seeing Jesus carrying the cross. And I'm hearing the voice of Source explaining to me the answer to Jerry's question.
Mhm.
And I won't go into great detail. That's actually in the beginning of my book too. But so I start stating to Jerry exactly what I'm hearing and describing. I didn't even know if he was awake or not, but and I was just so blown away. Like it was just undeniable. Like but I didn't know what to do with it, you know. So that was when finally, like years later, I'm like, huh, maybe if I sit and meditate, I'll start to hear something speak to me again, and that's what happened. But yeah, to have that vision so clearly, and I can't say I did anything that created that. It just was Jerry asked the question and the answer came, and it was like I was there. I heard the crowd jeering, you know, I felt the dirt. It was like I was absolutely present when Jesus was carrying the cross.
Wow.
Um, so that like there's no turning back from something like that. You just forever know. So then since then I've just had and since I started meditating, turned off the news, journaling, I've just started having more and more and more visions and hearing more and more and more. So it's just
Mhm.
all ramped up.
Ah,
So this trance channeling class that we started taking has been phenomenal because it's kind of like we're both finally letting all of it come through pretty easily, which is awesome. Yeah.
mhm.
Did we
Trusting.
answer how we got here? We answered that pretty well then, huh?
How we got here. Yeah.
Okay. So then our process. What would you share? So what we want to do is kind of blend, you know, sharing what we're trans channeling, right, and our experiences with that,
Yeah.
with some of the little things that we've learned along the way that have helped us clear so that we can get more connected in this way. So we can help all of you who are listening.
Yeah.
Could you describe in more detail, Holly, your process when it comes to channeling?
My process, and I think still in the process of figuring that out. I feel like it's different from time to time. I I generally try to kind of relax my nervous system, really. I just try, and for me, I've done different meditations and have done different like yoga practices. Breath work is the quickest way for me to really connect in and connect up and kind of just expand my energy out. So for me, I do something called Sophie breathing, which has really helped connect. But that could be, a few minutes of it, or I've made it a daily practice so that I kind of always feel connected in. But I do that, and then do we want to talk about what Jamie had given us? Kind of Jamie Butler. We're taking her class of trance channeling, the guide of the bridge in the water. I don't know if we want.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, she's given us highly, if you would like to learn this, we do highly recommend her class. She's been
Yeah,
so awesome. Yeah.
she's phenomenal.
Yeah. So, yeah, you can share that.
Just kind of like a she, we have a visual of what has really helped to kind of bring me to that place. We have our gatekeepers who are our guides that are really they help my head stay out of it, because so many times I want to judge what's coming in or have an opinion on what's coming in, and I just get in the way. So my gatekeepers really help me to kind of back off, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of have to go up into a tree and observe what's coming in. And Janine, you do a great job, which really been helpful for me, is having Janine talk to me and encourage whoever's coming through, get used to my body, kind of just get used used to me, I guess, and then you start asking questions. And once you start asking questions, I'm always surprised at what comes
That they
through.
start actually
Because
start answering, yeah,
you have
and
no
make the
idea.
connections. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty
Kind of
cool.
like a rough draft of what my process is.
Yeah, yeah. So I think we both have been avid meditators for quite a while. You too, right?
Yeah.
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 Um, so that's helped me for years, I think. And I started to get like this blocked feeling in my throat, and I started to sense like something was trying to come through and I was blocking it, which was one reason I decided to take this class. I'm like, maybe this will help me clear that and also understand all the wild experiences I've been having. Um, but my so my process is, yes, kind of get in a meditative state, really let go. Jamie helped me to recognize how to like open and kind of move through every chakra and its color, so I kind of feel my whole system just get clear. And then my little visual, which Jamie helped me with, was I've got like a bridge that's going over a little stream. So I get up on this little bridge, and Jesus and Abba, Source, meet me there to start
Huh?
with. And those are my gatekeepers. And the other reason for the gatekeepers is like we put our intentions out there, and our gatekeepers are, of course, the ones who say, "Okay, we'll abide by your intentions. We'll make sure that this is who comes through."
Yeah.
So for both of us, only loving, benevolent energies. For me, it's I always say, whatever is for the highest good for humanity and for myself, I ask you to let through. And then the rest of my guides also join me on the little bridge. Sometimes I have this visual where we're all sitting dangling our feet off this side, and
Yeah.
I'm letting all the toxic stuff like kind of wash away into the stream.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then somehow Jesus and I end up on a branch watching, watching what comes through. So yeah, and then we just let go, let go, let go, and see what happens. For me more recently, well, it's happened for Holly too. You just start to feel that this energy is just high, high energy. My body's been doing a lot more weird movements and shaking and releasing lately. So, which is partially why that and my whole editing issues. Why you're going to start with, we'll give you audios of our channeling, so you won't need to see us doing quite the movement that that we're doing as this is happening. So,
There's
so
a lot
that's
of energy moving through.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So much energy, and I think all of our frequencies are rising,
Yeah.
and the ch- the beings that are coming through are helping us with that
Yes.
really powerfully.
Yes. Giving some guidance on how to navigate this whole process of
Hmm.
what we're going through. And like Janine, you said earlier, there's so many supports available to us all the time. They, I didn't know that before I started doing this.
I didn't either. I thought it was all crazy. I used to have clients tell me that they had guides, and I'd be kind of like, yeah, yeah, like I didn't
Uh-huh.
really fully believe it or get it, or.
Uh-huh.
And now I clearly like have guides giving me visions, and I'll communicate with them, and they'll correct the visions as we go. Be like, oh, that's upside down, and they'll turn it around.
Right, right.
Yeah. So the first audio will play. I'm not sure if we'll be able to connect it exactly with this YouTube video or we'll just play it
Mhm,
right next. But
mhm.
um, we want to encourage you to like tune into the frequencies too, because Archangel Michael really brought in a really powerful frequency that just brought
Yeah,
us into the field
yeah,
of
yeah.
oneness,
Mhm.
which was so cool. We were both left kind of tearful and speechless
It was. It
with all
was
of it.
beautiful.
And then, oh my gosh, and then Mother Mary, when
Mhm.
she came through,
Yeah.
and it's so cool. Like, I get frustrated because I'd like to be able to see what is coming through me, right? Who's speaking.
Yeah.
I just have hints, but not much. And Holly can see so much more clearly. And she gets frustrated
I
because
get
sometimes
frustrated.
the voice isn't coming through, but she can
Yes.
clearly hear them and she can
Yeah.
clearly see them. She's still
I'm not
learning to
speaking
let them
them.
speak. Yeah.
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 Yes. Yeah. So we complement each other.
We really do. Yeah. Yeah. But I want to encourage you to like tune into the frequency. Just like try to join, try to breathe, try to let go
Mhm.
when you hear, because you'll be able to meet the frequency of whoever's coming through, and that makes it all the more powerful. So,
Yes.
and in this first one, it's kind of like we both have been like, can you educate us some more? Could you give us more detail about what we need to do?
Like more tangible things. And I have my notebook and I'm like ready,
I'm ready to take notes.
like
Tell
a
me
good
what
little
step.
student. Yeah. And I
How do
just,
we awaken?
yeah. Yeah.
And this one just blew us away because
And
it
he
was
delivers in so many ways I was not expecting.
totally differently than we expected, but so much more powerful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then sweet Mother Mary came through with something very tangible that is awesome. Yeah, that my husband and I have been practicing ever since. Yeah.
Yay.
So, but we won't do a spoiler. We'll let you guys listen.
Yeah.
Um, anything else that we wanted to share before we?
It will probably come through with
Yeah.
our next videos.
So we are just getting used to YouTube. Um, if there's a way for you to, if you want to put things in the chat, if you have questions that you would like us to ask, we really have had so many beings of infinite love and light come through. So we're just going to go one at a time and share with you as we go. But this feels really fitting that we're starting with Archangel Michael and Mother Mary. And I will say that, like, Source Love itself has been told me from quite some time ago. You really, if you want to know yourself, you need to let yourself be open to hear my love speak through all its forms. And so that has really just kind of opened the door to let all of these beings come through and communicate through us. And I feel love, I feel Jesus, I feel Source right there with every one of them. Archangel Michael was like, everybody's here for you. We're all here together. They're standing with me.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
okay. So there's our intro. And yeah, we'll let you listen to the audio. And it does go straight from Archangel Michael, from my channeling, into Holly's. I might edit out a little bit of when we channel, we invite the energy that's coming through to kind of like move through the body and
Oh,
experience
yeah.
the body.
Yeah.
So I'll probably edit out some of that because you guys won't be able to see it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'll leave some so you get the gist of what this is like.
Mhm.
Because it is kind of cool to experience an energy of a higher frequency experiencing the body. It's kind of funny. Angels came through for the very first time for me, and it was absolutely hysterical. They were having such a blast. So, and though not necessarily something I want to show anybody.
I know. That's what I was thinking about lore. I was like, eh.
Yeah, Holly has this cool,
Wow.
laid back
Hippie
tree
tree.
being, right?
Yeah.
His name is Lore.
Yeah.
And I've missed him. He hasn't come through lately.
He hasn't. We'll have to ask him to come back.
But when he comes in, he is all smiles
Mhm.
and he is so chill.
Yeah.
He's really just encouraging us to just chill.
Just chill. It's
Yeah.
all good.
He reminds me of the chill turtle on Finding Nemo. Just,
No,
yeah,
he does.
yeah.
Yeah. Everything is like slow. It's all good.
And Holly's had a lot more like of the elemental beings come through, the earth beings,
Yeah.
which has so expanded my awareness.
Oh,
Like I connect with nature in a whole new way since I've been helping you, Holly, to bring these through. It's been just, there's just consciousness in everything.
consciousness in everything.
It's
Yes.
amazing and miraculous.
Yes. Yes.
So thank you for joining us. Welcome to our world. feel free to send us questions or requests, and we will do what we can.
Thanks, Janine.
Thank you, Holly. Thank you all so much for being here with us. For whoever's ready
Yeah.
for all of this wild ride we're all on together.